from an undisclosed bunker deep in the earth, bringing you the best in horror, paranormal, and conspiracy. We welcome you to this week's Zombie Fight Club broadcast with your host, Eddie Rotten.
They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable. 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 Controllable.
What's up, everybody? This is Eddie Rotten with the Zombie Life Podcast. Me, Red Rum, producer Eric. We're at Austin Vapor, and we are kicking ass. We're just having a couple brews, and because it turns out this place is a BYOB. So the whole reason why I wanted to do this, first off, is because it kicks ass, and secondly, Helltown is a little bit of a mixed genre thing going on. So from the trailer that I saw, and from what I read, it's a little bit of a soap opera mixed with a little bit of gore and horror. And so, and I've been to high school. I totally graduated. I shit you not.
You did?
I totally graduated. You would not be able to tell because I have this lazy eye. But
Shit.
yeah, I totally graduated, and I've been there. So the scenes that you have depicted inside this story that you've written, that you've played in, that you've been in, and lived through, it's kind of like you're revisiting that, right? And so, like the locker room and everything except for the stabbing and somebody dies right in front of you. So what is that makes you want to do as a horror movie? Because has anybody here done a horror movie before? Written a horror movie, acted in a horror movie? Nothing.
Well, this is my 14th or 15th, 16th movie, I can't remember. And the movie that I did called Firecracker, that was on Ebert's list of the best films of 2005, had horrific elements. There were many, many things in it that were horror related.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a specific horror film, right? Or there were other numbers, different movies that I've done where, like in Watch Out, it's about this narcissist who then starts killing people. There's horror elements in that, but it's not a traditional horror, thing.
Right.
So in this, what we decided to do was keep it so, yes, you have the melodrama of these crazy people, right? But you add in some gore, you add in some really clever kills. You know, like the idea like in Sleepaway Camp, when the guy goes in the stall and then they shove the wood through the handles and then they put the beehive in there,
right.
Creative ways to kill someone is always fantastic.
Right. Totally.
So when we were thinking of these crazy characters, and of course you have to kill them if they're crazy, we thought of all the reasons and all the ways that you could possibly kill someone, and then it's just this amazing sort of magic. It's a little way sort of working out psychologically what you'd otherwise be doing to your friends.
Yes.
Although now that they are my friends,
in a way,
and
they are friends.
You get rid of some of the people here. In really
do you
ways.
think like as it's going along and you got things written out? Do you think about, man, I know him personally. We're good friends now. We've been working together. I think this is how I'm going to kill him off.
A little bit.
Is that how it goes, like mentally? And
Well,
do you talk to him about it at dinner, or like?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course we talk at dinner. But, in this case, like Owen is a friend of mine.
Yes.
But his scene was written prior to me knowing Owen.
Okay.
So, I knew how he was going to die before he did.
Yes.
Right? And it's sort of across the board. Or sometimes you meet people and, like the effects we did on one of the individuals here tonight is something that we sort of just do at the moment.
Right.
I don't know if that was specifically written in the script, like the
how it's going to be played out.
Right. But, then it's sort of that evolves and then you make it. Because it's always like, okay, well, with a limited budget, how can you kill someone and make it interesting and look interesting and also disgusting and ridiculous at the same time?
That's what I love about it is the side of it that you don't expect to see. I think we've all been kind of conditioned through the years to watch something on a big silver screen, and you kind of know what's going to happen. You don't really, almost don't care what's going to happen because at a big, huge budget film, they show everything that's going to happen in the trailer, basically.
Yeah.
And so a movie like this is why I'm here and turned on to it. Some questions that I had, though, and I don't want to give too much of this film away.
We'll be creative with our answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fake blood. Is it really? Is it sweet?
Yeah.
Is it chocolate? Is it chocolate mixed with some kind of oil?
No,
He
there's
used,
different types.
Coconut. Yeah, he's like coconut oil base is what he told me.
And sometimes there's the
sugar.
edible kind and the non-edible kind.
Yeah.
If you're gonna just have it all over your body, you don't need it to be edible. But let's say you're like it's coming out of your mouth and stuff.
Yes.
There's actually a peppermint taste to it.
Why would you ever not have edible blood though?
But it's
so many
really
things
good.
you could use that for.
It's
lick it off,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
You could use
awesome.
it, personally at home in the evenings if you and your friend are.
Of course.
Whatever, and it's peppermint, so you taste great.
Oh wow!
You smell good.
Is it hard to scream bloody murder when you have peppermint chocolate falling out of your face and your nose?
I haven't tried it specifically that way, but
Not to give anything away.
right.
So okay, let's go back to the budget thing. Is this where you're happiest? Because I've talked to some directors that have a bigger budget and a smaller budget, and whenever you start bumping into like big, huge budget things, it's like a dream come true for the directors and actors alike. But then it changes. It's almost like there's more or less fun, basically.
I don't know. I mean, I've made movies that were $1 million, and I've made movies that were $1,000. Seriously. And for me personally, there's no difference other than there are more people.
Okay.
Or you're paying people.
Yeah.
Which is always helpful.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, after, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, like, it all depends on the director and the kind of environment they bring forth, too. I mean, they could, it all depends on the people you're working with who make it fun or not. As well.
Right.
And if the directors make a nurturing environment for everybody to just have fun.
Right.
And also an environment where you aren't aware of the budget. Where people are freaking out about the budget, it becomes like this stressful, sort of ominous cloud over the thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
Well, honestly, when I did a movie called The Casserole Club with a Backstreet Boy, a Go-Go, some pretty substantial independent, superstars as far as like actors.
Yeah.
And when you're giving them great food and a good time, and they're sharing bathrooms, and they're all living in the same house for weeks at a time.
like dorm style.
If they're invested personally and emotionally in it, right? So it's like when you get everybody involved and we're all on the same page and we're all in it to love each other and love the project together.
Yes.
Then it all goes away.
Right.
And make a good product. Like
everyone's
everyone's in it to make a good movie.
That's what draws me to it. Is it looks like so much fun to be in, and so much fun to show up to.
Incredible fun.
And there's a chemistry even inside the trailer that you have online, and it's very short. I wish it was a little bit longer because I wanted to see more.
Cool.
But there's a really good chemistry that goes on. I wanted to talk a little bit about the auditions for a movie like this. You've all done different things. Like was it hard for you to show up? Were you nervous when you get up, you take your shower, or however you do it in the morning, and then you get to your audition? Are you nervous? Are you thinking about your lines? Like what's happening in your brain?
Well, Steve does it kind of a little different, which I've always liked. He kind of has us kind of shoot a little video by ourselves and improv the character. So for me, I was the quarterback, Peter Coleman. So I was You know,
Super stud.
Kind of took stuff from experiences, and I just played around with it.
Were you were a quarterback in high school?
I wasn't, but I knew.
Tell me the truth. 15 push-ups before you took your shirt off for your audition.
I actually didn't take my shirt off, but I probably would have done 15
Okay.
push-ups.
I would have totally done that.
I needed to do 25 or 30.
Did you? Yeah.
Owen was down to like 7% body fat or something.
Well, that went
Yeah.
haywire soon afterwards.
For the show?
Yeah.
For the show?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Was that Jenny Craig? Like, what's the deal, man?
You
Because
go
I've
through-
got like this
I'll tell you
thing
what you do.
kicking.
You go through a breakup and a movie comes
Oh,
out.
high five! That's how it goes, man.
Sarah, how
Okay.
did you audition?
Well, it was actually, it's a fun story because I actually sent in my headshot to be an extra.
Okay.
I just wanted to, go be an extra, be in the background, have a good time. And they sent me, Steve sent me an email and he said, okay, we'll keep you on file. We'll call you when we need you. And maybe the same day, maybe just an hour later, he's like, well, actually, would you like to audition for BJ? And I was like, sure. And then
And you're like, hold on a second.
I was at work when I got the email and I was like, guys, I'm going to need a minute.
Yeah. That's what I would have done. I would have
Yeah.
straight up puked all over the floor.
So, and then I just did like the improv, sent in the video, and then they cast me, and I was
Yeah.
super
Did you tell your
thankful.
whole family and all your friends and everything?
Yeah.
Booyah!
This is the first film I've ever done. I've only ever done community theater, so it's like a huge deal for me.
Yeah.
I've been so grateful for the opportunity because it's been a blast.
Yeah, it looks like a blast. Okay, just pause 1 second. We are joined by a beautiful woman. Talk to me. Talk to me about who you are and how you're gracing this table.
I'm gracing this table because I'm co-director and co-writer of Helltown with Steve Alderson. I'm Elizabeth Spear.
Yeah. And are you stoked to see this movie here tonight at the Alamo Draft House?
I am. It's going to be beautiful, exquisite.
Have you seen it like in a theater seat before ever, like on a big screen?
No.
This is the first time?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yes.
No, this is our world premiere.
What about like home theater system set up,
I think the largest I've shown them is, I don't know.
Steve's TV.
42, 50.
42, 50-inch TV or something?
50 something.
Nothing
Surround
to this scale,
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be cool to see really big.
The reason why I'm interested in that is because there's a difference. There's a difference between me watching Transformers on this badass phone that I totally did a wood back for all by myself. I'm crafty.
Yeah.
And then watching it on a big screen. There's
Yeah.
sound there. You can actually see different things. Like
Yeah.
on me, you would see all the wrinkles in my eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's HD. Are you nervous at all to see something
No,
like
we've
this
seen it 1,000 times.
on a big screen
Well,
with all the sound up in your
I'm
face?
freaking
yeah,
out.
but when you've done it so many times,
Yeah.
it's like at
Okay.
some point you realize exactly what it is you're seeing.
Right.
The only differences are there becomes accents that enhance the movie
Yes.
at that big
Okay.
moment. So like a very small twitch in someoe's eye. That's amazing when you see it in a theater. You may not notice at home.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Right. I'd be so nervous, man. Twice in one day.
Steve and I have done a lot of films individually, so I think we're used to the first time.
And you kind of work off each
Oh.
other's stories and
Yeah.
build on each other.
Yeah, and when we were writing it, it was just sort of like, oh my god, let's do this, and she would sort of finish the sentence. You
Okay.
know? And then we were like, how do we kill this person? And we were also working with a couple other writers.
Right.
Like in traditional TV series, you'd have different writers and people on different episodes.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of people who were like, could you find a way to kill this person?
Yes.
And we get it back, and we're like, no way.
Wait. You put it out there for several people to decide,
people
or
we knew. We knew that were writers.
It's
you know?
like
Some of them are in the movie. Like
And some of
Chris,
them are,
like
right.
Bob
Yeah,
Bogdan, he was in
Sure.
there.
And they were just there
Wow.
other, there's a guy from Hollywood who does some shows a lot, and he's a writer, and he's very successful.
Yes.
And I'm like, could you write a couple things here? And then there was a screenwriting grad, and then another person who's a filmmaker.
Right.
We went to people
Right.
we knew. We didn't post it on Craigslist.
right? See,
we
that's
could.
something I would have totally done.
Well, that would be a really good idea. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's okay.
so the other question that I have is the sound, the sound quality, and how it moves, how it flows through a film. Because I'm a B movie
Yeah.
dork. I love awesome things that people create. But the thing that goes along with that is the sound of the music that goes along with it.
Yes.
So when you find the music, it adds this element to what you guys are doing. Was it different to see the movie after you act it with the music on top of it?
Wicked
Does
weird.
it add that
Yeah.
extra
It
sense
makes
of
it
drama?
So intense.
So
Yeah.
much different. The difference is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're.
What is it? A
you're-
curse
you're-
wow? Rolling
yeah.
D50, D70? Like, what kind of keyboard are you guys using for all that?
Well, you hire a musician to do the score, and then you have somebody else do effects. And in this case, we had a couple of people do some music, and then we had a guy who did like all the sound design.
Yes.
Or,
Mark Booker.
yeah,
Yes.
and we would go in.
Mark Booker, and he's the sound director.
He was our music supervision.
Okay.
And he also did a lot of the effects. But I also worked with him on some of the effects. You know, I
Okay.
love special effects.
Yeah?
I worked with Paul N.J. Otteson, who won the Oscar for Best Sound Design for Hurt Locker and
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 and all these things.
Hey,
and he did
man.
the sound design for all my previous movies. And I'm a really big, I love sound design. I think
Yes.
it's a really fun thing.
Yeah. What do you use, if I could ask?
To what?
Pro Tools.
Well, when you have Foley and things like that, and
Okay.
you're creating elements, you can actually do it in the editing program itself.
Okay.
I mean, you could use Adobe Audition, you could use
Okay.
Pro Tools, or you could just do it in, Final Cut or
Okay.
Premiere.
Okay.
I mean, there's many audio tracks you can
Okay.
play with.
Awesome.
Combine a lion with some fire and a gunshot. And some,
Yes.
You can layer that and
Yes.
play with it. It's fun.
Well, I don't want to hoard you guys too much, but I mean, I've got 1,000,000,001 questions.
Please.
Is there talk of a Helltown 2?
Steve?
Possibly. You know,
You know how long it took us to restore the footage from the fire?
that was the other thing that I was going to ask. Like, what happened? Was it a real fire? Is this a myth? Is this like a
Well,
Bigfoot
let me just say
thing?
it's
It is
very
real.
expensive. Let me just say it's very expensive, and if there's a time when we can resuscitate other things and have enough money to do so, that's great. In addition to that, if we keep going further and we make new things,
You mean
then,
when you go further?
that we could make new things.
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
just
create new,
Yeah.
and then that's a possibility. Sure.
Yeah. Wow, man. Because I would love to see that. The only thing better to me in a movie like this with this budget is to have a kick-ass sequel come out, more blood, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm totally
I mean,
excited
you're in it
to
for the blood.
Yes.
You're about to get
And some
damn
really
blood.
fun kills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
they're
kill them.
creative.
Yeah.
as well.
They're clever. They're
But
So
there's
good.
a couple. I am, in my humble opinion,
Yeah.
there are a couple of scenes in this, a couple of kills that I think are pretty much automatically classic as far as you define in a horror film.
Okay.
And I want to outdo that.
Okay.
I want to keep
Okay.
going, keep
Yeah.
going. What's even
I like that.
more clever? What's,
Yes.
How you always meet someone you want to kill, so you find a way to kill them.
Are you afraid of making a film like this? And any of you can answer. To show your family or your friends or anything, are you afraid of crossing a boundary of it being too dark?
Yes.
Or you don't want to show your grandma, that's dying to see what you're doing.
Oh, my grandma's too old to care about that.
Yeah,
Like, that's fine. It's nice.
Good job, honey. Good
ca-
job.
Oh, I saw your face. I couldn't hear anything.
I catch an
That's
undertone
fine.
of my little brother excited to see it all the time.
Right.
My
What's he gonna
par-
think of you?
If I was
How
7,
old
I
is he?
I would shit my pants.
You can't say too much.
No, but what I will say is I'll sneak away hey, watch it without mom and dad seeing.
Yeah. Has your
Yeah.
mom and dad seen it?
No.
No, my kids don't believe that I was in a movie. They wanted to know why I was
have
coming
kids?
to Texas, and I said, "Well, I'm going to the movie premiere."
Wow.
Wow.
they think you're delusional.
That's awesome,
Still
though.
don't
Mom's
believe me.
insane.
Yeah. Is there nudity? Can you say that? Do you not? You don't have to
Some
say.
sorts.
Partial.
Okay.
There's a
like
couple-
like a nip slip here and there.
There's no nips. No.
I think so.
It's
Okay. Let me rephrase my
it's
question.
hard. It's hard to answer because
Okay.
it's a whodunit.
And I don't want to really know. I want to know. In the past, have you done a movie where there's?
Oh yeah, I had ejaculation in the film Watch Out that I made. And then at the end of that movie, he cuts her toes off. It's incredible. You got to watch it.
Well, don't give it away.
Oh, they don't care. It came out in 2010.
You haven't seen it by now. It's your own fault.
Was it awkward to do something like that? Would you guys feel
No, it was a
awkward
pain
doing?
in the ass. It's like, can you just do it? It's like, oh my
How
god,
do you just
really?
do ejaculation?
Well, you
though?
just
That's
gotta
like-
wait for them, and it's like it took forever, and it was like in this grandmother's bathroom. And so the wallpaper was a trouble, and he couldn't quite. I'm like, will you just try it, and then we'll come back in 45 minutes or something? Finally.
This is recording?
Finally.
I'm tripping
He's like,
balls.
I'm ready. And we're like, thank God. We've been waiting for like an hour. And we go in there and we're like, we press the goddamn buttons, and he does it, and we're like, cut.
So it kind of turns out to like a weird...
Well, it was just stupid. And then finally, luckily we got it, so we didn't have to do it again and wait another goddamn
Dude, I
hour.
had no idea you were going to say that.
Was it frame and everything?
Surprise.
So you're not. It's not weird for you to say, "Hey, take your shirt off," dude or chick.
Well, it's in the script. It's
No,
not like
we're
you're
meat
just telling
puppets.
her.
We're puppets.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
we are. We're meat puppets.
But isn't it fun though? Like, so you've all acted, like, wanted to be in movies your whole life and stuff, and you've all done stuff. Is it the most fun you've ever had? Like, it's way, because to me, like podcast, I came from a radio background, so I've been doing it for a really long time, and I love just talking to strangers I've never met before, and then pretend like we've been in war together. It's fucking awesome.
Well, it's a blessing, really, because you dream of, finally doing a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And, having the honor of working with so many fabulous people that you honored to call friends for life. Like, it just makes it that much better.
Yeah, I bet people do turn out.
Film experience, like we had like all these people. It's like our first big girl job. Yeah, this is a big deal. Like,
Isn't it fucking awesome?
yeah,
it's great.
It's fucking awesome,
Great. It's
man.
fantastic.
I love doing it. And I love like talking to people about it and what they do. I kind of can't wait to see it. But what's the campaign? Tell me about the campaign. What's the road trip thing here? Is there going to be a screening here and then one in Chicago? Is it like, what's
Well,
the deal?
we have, this is our world premiere, and then we have film festivals for the next 6 months, or 10, 12 months.
Okay.
And I'm trying to organize it so it's like every 3 or 4 weeks we get to a different city, we get to have another event like this.
Okay.
Whether it's through a film festival or an event. And then after the fall, then we'll have it ready for distribution, and then people can see it and enjoy it at home.
Okay.
And you can actually pre-order it now at Takanga.com.
Okay.
Or just Google Helltown, and you'll get there, and you can wait for it. I mean, we'll make it available as soon as it's ready for Blu-ray, DVD, VOD, online streaming.
Okay.
You'll get it all at the same
It's
time.
going to be on Vimeo. Maybe I could buy it there.
sure, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to bump into the last set of questions for the show, and this is awkward to some people, not awkward to other people.
No, do it.
We love awkward.
I do like to know people who they really, truly are, not just in front of the camera or in front of a microphone. Pretend that this isn't here. So now it's not here. So I like to talk about awkward fucking things.
Okay.
So, Bigfoot. Do you guys believe in Bigfoot?
I mean,
I thought you were calling her big.
And it might sound weird to you, but I ask all my guests this, and sometimes it turns into a huge, like, freaking battle. Because we go through Bigfoot, we go through... Do we have another party member?
She's not actually.
Anastasia!
Just frame her out.
Hi!
My friend Jane just did she was a go-go, Jane Weedland, and
Okay.
she did a Bigfoot hunt where she went to like
Like a
Vancouver,
real
Seattle.
Bigfoot?
For like
They
3 or 4
did?
days, and they went out to like find him,
Awesome.
right? So I think there's something out there. I really do.
I do too.
I don't know what it is.
I do
don't
too,
know
why
who
not?
it is.
Like,
I don't
so
know if it
ignorant
is.
that you
But
think that there's nothing other than human beings in the Mammalia that we know.
And
Come on,
I'm
like,
quoting
could be anything.
I'm quoting Mitch
People
Hedberg
don't
here,
believe in
but
aliens.
I think
Yeah.
Bigfoot's just a blurry guy.
Okay. Like a time-traveling dude.
Yeah.
Just a big hairy
An
dude
asshole that
keeps
shows
getting
up for some
stuck.
people and not for others.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about ghosts and spirits and stuff? Did you guys have any? Have you ever had anything like that happen
I've
to
got one
you?
that sticks out right
Okay,
now.
throw it down. Throw it down.
In high school, we were like smoking weed, drinking whatever, and we decided to go on a ghost hunt, like in a small town outside where I grew up. And we get there, and we have a camera going and everything. We got this weird aura, and we get in the car, and we hear a loud slap on the side of the car. And right when we started getting to town, we see this handprint that's like 2 feet long, like massive handprint. And we go back and watch the footage, and we hear right when the camera turns on, "Turn it off," or something to that nature.
No way.
Yeah,
That didn't
I'm
happen.
serious.
Have you guys y'all didn't know any of this?
No.
That's why I love these
Yeah.
questions, man. See, y'all are
Well,
closer
we hear
now.
like "turn it off," and we like every time the camera pans, you see something walking in the background.
Hell no.
And we turn back to the
Nope.
car. You see
Not
this-
for you.
We see like this
Woo.
little
Too
orb,
good.
And then he turns when he turns back, the orb's just growing massively, and my buddy's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. there was no LSD involved, no shrooms.
I don't think
so. Okay. Anybody else got a ghost story?
I have
that
a
they
few
would
that
like.
live with me, but usually if they get out of control, I send them next door.
Are you being honest?
Yeah.
You have a few that live with you?
Sure.
How do you realize?
They have their own space. I appreciate them.
It's the guest room.
It is the guest room, actually.
Hey now, I've
That's a
slept in that
very,
bed.
I know.
very open-minded way to think. What about UFOs?
Yeah, I had an interesting experience with a girlfriend of mine. It was in college, and we were driving back from Taco Bell. We weren't drunk or high or anything. Well, we weren't. We weren't. No, we're driving, and it's a dark country road. Our headlights and maybe some like security lamps.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I don't know how to explain this, but like a blackness and a deafness comes over the entire car. Like everything goes black and we couldn't hear anything, and it just swoops over the car. And
I'm out.
we were
That totally just gave me goosebumps. Look, you
we
can
couldn't
probably see
explain
that.
it. I didn't see anything. We didn't see, and we didn't hear anything. And it happened to both of us at the same time. And we still don't know. We talk about it, and as years go by and your memory fades, you're like, did that really happen?
Did it really happen?
It did happen. We didn't write it down. I kind of wish we had written down specifically what happened.
How many people do you tell as the years go on? Does it ever
Less.
come up? When's the last time you told
Someone
that?
says, "Have you seen a UFO?" I can say, "Why have I have not seen a UFO?"
Yeah.
But
I think I was abducted very young. And seriously, like there was this book called Abduction, and it has like this whole thing. And one of the symptoms of being abducted is that you shed your skin. And that happened to me in like 4th grade.
What?
And nobody knew what was going on. I was in class, and I had this sort of like, I've always had sort of dry skin, but I started peeling it off, and there was fresh new skin underneath, and the teacher's just like, what the fuck is going on? and so they sent me home, obviously, because they didn't know how to deal with it. And I went to all the doctors. I never had a fever. I never had anything wrong with me, whatever. And years later, I found this book called Abduction, and I read it, and I'm like, no, like, that's one of the symptoms. I have no idea.
Did it freak you out, like when you read it?
Yeah, sure. But at the same time, I'm like, well, either they didn't need me, they were through with the tests, I'm back here, or I have some sort of purpose.
Bastard aliens, man.
right?
I kind of have had the same kind of thing. I didn't shed, but I have this thing to where I understand. I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I kind of understand it. Like the whole abduction thing. I don't know what happened, if anything did happen, but I've seen tons of UFOs throughout my life. 40 years old, holla. And so I've seen like shit tons of stuff, and I can't explain any of it. And all my friends are like, "Dude, shut the fuck up! You don't know what you're talking about." But it's inside me, So the other thing that I usually ask people. And this gets kind of weird, is a shadow governments. Do you guys...
Have you seen Citizen 4 yet?
Citizen 4?
Yes.
No.
It's the Edward Snowden documentary.
Oh!
You've got to see it.
He just said that there's aliens. He said it. He said it like yesterday. I read it online.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Snowden said. Well, let me correct myself. Snowden said that the aliens are really like under the Earth's crust, and that they live.
Like Scientology?
Volcanoes.
Do Scientologists say that?
Yeah,
I thought something
They're
like
like
that.
impregnated in like it was a slave.
Edward Snowden is a Scientologist?
They're right.
We just broke some shit here, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. Maybe he is. I have no idea.
Wow, man. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to see the movie. I'm sorry for keeping you guys so long, but I'm a dork for this kind of stuff. And thank you so much for talking to me candidly and openly. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. And Helltown is going to kick ass. And I can't wait to see it. Thank you guys so much.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Joe.
You guys are fucking awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, man.